combination of the two. I'd definitely say a combination of the two. The referral itself, that speaks loudly. And then our marketing guy is starting to hit his stride. He's finding his the places where the marketing is, most effective. We've tested out a whole bunch of different things, and so just a matter of once we found what worked, develop a game plan with what works, and then schedule it out over the next, month, so we don't have to worry about it. We just know what's coming, we know what's happening, and everything's, already set up and ready to go for us, so we can focus on the bigger things, the next platform, the pushing the token and the use cases, and developing all the things on our roadmap, which we have quite a few.
Great. Well, I'll start the recording in a second and we'll get all into it. We'll do it sort of like we did last time for new investors, how they can get involved with the minor rewards DApp and the token and everything. And then sort of a lot of investors might already be invested, or I've heard one of the AMAs before, so we can go into all the future stuff. You're planning a Certic audit, celebrity promotions and NFTs, online store and things like that.
That sounds good.
Okay, I'll start the recording. Okay, good afternoon to the Whalecoin Talk community. Today we have our third AMA with Bean Chart Token. It's been a huge success since we saw them last. The BNB mining rewards pool has exploded, but for new investors, we'll go over the whole project today. For new investors that don't know about the core team, can we just get maybe some background and experience in crypto from you guys? That'd be great.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So I'm Crypto Kratos. Been in crypto for about three years properly. Before that, I was like a little bit of a dabbler in the bigger coins and a few things here and there. When COVID struck, sort of lost my job as a chef, and then became sort of full-time crypto nut, and now run the Bakehouse with K-Thanks. And it's a mixture of like a rewards pool and now at the moment a token and a new miner about to be released. I just had a big enthusiast into developing something that would create some wealth and to bring a bit more integrity back to the BSC space. So that's where I'm at.
Heard. And I'm K-Thanks by very similar start in crypto. I started 3-4 years ago, just looking at the big boys, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and I was kind of watching those. I had a brother who's big into world finance, so he was like, hey, take a look at Bitcoin, it could be a good play for the future. And so I started looking. After I started looking, I've got a degree in computer information technology, so I just kind of went full dive. I didn't even really have the option. Once I started reading, I got sucked in, and after a couple of years of that, like same as Kratos, COVID set in. I didn't lose my job, but there was, in the United States, they shut down to where, restaurants were closed for 6 months. I was a manager at a big chain restaurant in the United States. And, so with that happening, I had a whole bunch of free time on my hands, and I had a topic I was interested in. So I went full dive, started working kind of crypto full, like halftime. So I was doing, when I get off work, I'd go home, I'd research, I'd look into what was going on, and here we are. It's been about 6 months, but I've been working crypto full time for about a year. But lots of knowledge, lots of experience under my belt. And one of my biggest things that I've learned throughout my time in crypto is I like to look at what everybody does wrong. I like to pick up on what projects are doing wrong, the mistakes they make, and I like to keep track of those. So when I'm looking down the road at future investments or something I'm going to do myself, I have that list of things that, if this is done, big red flag. If this isn't done, big red flag. It's crypto seems to be more about the process of learning what not to do. and then changing what went wrong to fit your purposes. So that's kind of what we've done. Just taking a lot of time, learning over time, developing our skills, and learning what not to do, so we can make sure we do it right for our platforms.
Okay, great. So yeah, if we can go over it for investors, about 180 days ago, 170 maybe, you started the baked beans miners, and then 4 weeks ago you launched a token alongside that. If we can go through it with investors, how do utilities work around the token and how it all started, and yeah, what's been happening there since the launch of the token.
When we look at our baked beans miner, it's our baby. It's our cherished jewel. It's our biggest prize. We're unbelievably proud of what we've done there. Our community is absolutely in love with the project. So every time we started looking down the road, we started looking at, well, what can we do to add longevity, stability, and to turn this into a platform that differs from all the others, where there is no money coming in to provide to the people. A lot of developers out there making projects to make themselves a buck, not their communities. And we wanted to change that. So as we started looking at the miner, starting to gain some popularity and some success, we started looking at ways to be able to provide money for our users. Extra money that's coming into the TVL that'll never be removed by any individual one user, but is instead earnable by the entire community versus the devs just pulling it out and sitting on it. And that's where the token came into play. The original concept for the token was going to be to have a tax structure where a certain percentage of it was fed into the baked beans miner and potentially, another project we had coming down the road. So if we release on another blockchain, one of the big uses of our token is that it is going to be multi-blockchain. We do plan on bridging it. We do plan on having it have its use cases across multiple blockchains. So whenever we are launching our multiple mining platforms, the token is going to be the heart of all of those, and the token will help to create a little bit of sustainability for each of those platforms, while the future platforms help feed a little bit of liquidity back to each of the previous platforms. So the next platform we have will have some dev fees, the same dev fees that we currently have, which people seem to be happy with. And instead of us using those dev fees just for operational fees and things like that, 2% of our next platform will be fed directly back into baked beans. So every purchase that goes into the next, every sale that goes into the next platform, 2% of every purchase and every sale is going to be going directly to baked beans to add a little bit of stability, which I think at the end of the day will help push our token. The token having a solid grounding behind our project is the most important thing that we've noticed. And the more use cases we can come up for with this token, like we plan on releasing a merch store where we will be doing very exclusive limited time merchandise purchases where you'll only be able to purchase with BCT tokens. And if you have a buy eggs transaction inside of your wallet, which means that you'll be required to be part of the mining and the token platform and able to order some of these exclusive limited edition merchandise items. We also plan on releasing NFTs and potentially having NFT staking for the BCT token coming down the road, where you'll be able to purchase your NFTs with BCT and then stake to earn back your BCT. So every step that we're taking is to make sure that this token is known to be the heart of all of our projects, and all of our projects will help sustain each other. So our ultimate goal is to create a humongous ecosystem across multiple blockchains that can help every user that gets into it, while we create stability and funds for those people to earn from.
Great. Yeah, so when you first came for your first AMA, this is our third one now. I think there was about 3,000 BNB in the mining pool. It's now 34,349 BNB, which is $14 million. So it's been a massive success. I'm just wondering how you've done it. I think we were talking before, some of it's through the 12% referral bonus you offer, and some's through the marketing, yeah.
Yeah, so I'll take that one. The marketing has definitely picked up since about the end of January. After picking up a few of the smaller YouTubers, it's sort of grown from there. And we've now, I don't know, we're killing the algorithm on YouTube itself. So if you just search baked beans, we're one of the first videos that always list. We're there on the first page at least a couple of times. It's not food recipes anymore. And with our marketing guy who came on board recently, a couple of weeks ago, now that he's hitting full stride, we've got full marketing plans for each week, each month. He's outreaching, so there's 10 new YouTubers coming out this week which haven't marketed us or done any videos before on the Bakehouse. We have some Facebook ads which will be running live over the next couple of days. Some just additional TikTok as well. Sorry. And just the way we've been handling the ways to engage with the community, have AMAs, have regular updates, keeping them hyped. There's a lot of mind, and the merchandise as well is another big marketing. We have there's people that have already received some of the hoodies and they're posting photos and stuff. So that permanent marketing is really good. We're also looking at billboards. I was speaking to Black Dragon today, who has been inquiring about some prices. So we may be getting some billboards across Southeast Asia in 60 locations for 6 months. So it's a deal we're looking at having set over the next few days to make sure we're promoting and marketing for an ongoing effect. And the others also, they are the referrals. We are getting each and every person to go out, make sure they're sharing it, telling their local shop owner that they've been able to quit their job because of baked beans. Just sharing their referral everywhere, anywhere, and any way, shape, or form, and letting them know about the story that they've had so far in their 4, 8, 12 weeks or whatever so far being with baked beans. And the YouTubers love it. I know that much. They some of them make a killing when you see some of the videos they with their referrals. There's been one guy that's able to be in our Wales chat, and he has withdrawn over 50 BNB just to show that it works and everything checks out. So the referrals will be a big sort of self-advertiser.
For anybody that's worried about the referrals, we get this question a lot in chat. So I like to wrap this up whenever we talk about referrals. A lot of people are like, "Oh, well, that's gonna completely destroy. You can't. How can you sustain that?" And it's because it's very clearly stated from day one. It's everywhere in our documents. It's everywhere. It's literally everywhere. That the referrals come directly from the users. So if a YouTuber isn't telling his community about the referral that they're using, we think it's a little bit dishonest. But at the same time, that information is public everywhere. So for everybody that freaks out and worries that referrals are unsustainable, the referrals aren't coming out of the TVL. It's coming directly from the money that's being entered from those users whenever they're entering it. So that money never hits the TVL. Referrals never actually are added into the TVL. And then whenever you're getting referrals on rebakes, it's in the value of beans from the person that's rebaking. So versus that person rebaking and getting the entire allotment, the rebaked amount goes to the user whose referral was used. So it is completely 100% sustainable, but we do like to be very, very clear that referrals are permanent. The first referral that is used is locked to your account, hard-coded on the contract side. So once you use that referral, that's the referral that's going to receive the benefits from you for the entire time you're using it. We do like to encourage YouTubers to share this information because we get a lot of FUD. There's like he just said, there was a user that ate 49 BNB in a video, and then you should have seen the chat after that. Everybody came in freaking out. He just yanked 50 BNB out of that contract, and we had to explain to him that no, unfortunately, that YouTuber, if you look, has about 5,000 to 6,000 views on his video, and if you look at his link, I would guess it probably has, good several hundred clicks from his community members that are all investing underneath him. So, yes, referrals are very beneficial, but they are permanent, and if you're going to use a referral, make sure it's for somebody that you actually like.
Right. So, yeah, for new investors that aren't familiar with Bean Chart Token, how can they get involved with the BNB Miner Rewards Pool? How does it work? We can go over the 6-to-1 recommendation you have, which I take it looks like people that have been joining the community have been following that and reaping the rewards with 34,000 plus B&B in the mining pool now.
My nephew's yelling at me. Kratos, you got that one?
Yeah, for sure. So to get involved with the baked beans miner DApp, the rewards pool, it's pretty easy. We got the website, or the DApp link is www.bakedbeans.io. It's you don't need to get onto Pancakes or PooCoin to actually use the miner itself. You just simply invest BNB. You earn up to 8% a day. The rewards start accumulating. If you've only put in 0.1 of a BNB just to test it out or something like that, obviously it's like 8% of that is a small number in BNB, so it'll take a little bit of time for the rewards to sort of start to show up. It's 8% over a 24-hour period. But if you deposit a couple of BNB, 3 or 4 or something, you will start to see the rewards almost straight away. There's no time limit, no time restrictions, no time restraints. There's no punishment if you don't jump on and rebake. Well, if you let it go for too many days, it's you start to sort of get outweighed. So you want to make sure you are engaging with it every 24 to sort of 48 hours, making sure you're rebaking. It's a simple DApp, 2 buttons underneath. Which are eat beans and rebake. So rebaking the beans just compounds them, and your rewards, so your BNB rewards from that period of time, then get moved into beans, and they start working for you and just earning you a higher daily reward because of having more BNB locked into the smart contract. To eat beans, you just click eat beans and pay the normal BSC gas transactions, the fees, which are about 12 cents I think for me in being in Australia. And your rewards, so the BNB rewards that are accumulated, will finish in your MetaMask wallet or Trust wallet or which one you use. So it's pretty simple, it's pretty straightforward. You can compound as many times or rebake as many times as you like throughout that 24-hour period. Then we've also got the BCT token, which K-Thanks mentioned a little bit at the start about some of the utilities already for it, but they're going to be, the taxes are going to be feeding all of our miners to the new taxes, the buy and sell taxes, sorry, for our new miners, baked beans to begin with, and the new one that we're going to be launching over the next couple of days. And it's available on PooCoin and PancakeSwap. There's a 12% tax. 5% goes to the baked beans miner deposit wallet at the moment. 4% for marketing and 3% for liquidity. That's on both buy and sell. We've got a merchandise store at the moment. You'll be able to purchase with BCT soon once we've got our own store up and running. So another utility and use case. It's going to be the NFTs, which we're having released soon. We've got Q2, Q3 on our roadmap, and it's going to be more like Q2 for sure. And then we'll have NFT staking available as well. There's the staking DApp for the token, also available on the website. There's a staking link at the top. And you've, sorry, not a staking, the DApp link, which takes you to the staking DApp or the Baked Beans Miner DApp. You can stake the BCT token. It's 48 BCT per block on the Binance Smart Chain. So 48 BCT is dispersed every 3 to 5 seconds, and just earn some passive income through that way at the moment. When we decide to announce our new blockchains and have the new miners launched, the token will be getting bridged to the networks that we do decide.
You're looking to do an Ethereum bridge or one of the newer blockchains in the future, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. That's the plans. Give it as many utilities and use cases as we can make for a token, essentially.
Notice that a lot of this tend to have, like, if you look at Binance and you look at a token, they tend to have either 0 use case whatsoever and it's a meme coin, or they have maybe 1 or 2 use cases. We want to change that, and we'd like our token to have at the end of our project, we're hoping it has dozens of use cases, that it's, versatile across multiple blockchains, and it's usable for more than the average token is. So our ultimate goal is to make sure that this token hits as many use cases as it possibly can, and that we can diversify the use of the actual token from it being solely locked to our project to being able to be used for purchase of actual goods, and then, blockchain goods, NFTs, brand apparel and things like that. But yeah, that's the ultimate goal, is to make sure that this token gets as many use cases as we can possibly give it, to separate ourselves from the standard BSC and the standard token meta, which is one or two use cases or none. We want to be different.
And you've got a certain audit plan. I'm wondering what the timeline for that is. I know with APY sort of compound interest, people go crazy for a CertiK audit, and after that, it could just go to the next level again.
Unfortunately, CertiK, I'm not sure if everybody else is aware of it, but if you look at some of the audits that CertiK has done in the past several months, they've gotten very, how to say this? I'm trying to think of the right way to say it, not to offend. They've gotten very prejudicial on their audits. They don't like a token, they'll give it a bad score. They don't want the token to succeed, they'll just give it an awful rating. They don't want the platform to do well, they'll toss in some negative, statements throughout it. They've become very biased. If they don't like you, you're not going to get a good audit from them, and that's not what we want. So we want to go with a well-known brand that creates clean audits that aren't based on how much money you give them or based on them not liking you. We want to go with a non-biased company that's well known, that gives good audits, and unfortunately CertiK just isn't the company for that anymore. So it most likely won't be a CertiK audit, just because of who they are, what they've done, who they've become. But it will be a very well-known brand. It will be a higher-end brand, and we will make sure to get another audit done from another company that everybody trusts and knows. It just most likely won't be CertiK. I just can't. I have difficulty doing business with people that don't do their business well. If you're gonna, make bad decisions and do things based on your feelings versus based on information presented to you, then you've lost my business. And unfortunately, that's what they're doing. So the audit will be done. Just we're gonna find somebody that's more trustworthy than CertiK.
Fair enough. Yeah, some companies can get very large, and then it can become complex, a bit like Pink Sale, where they take 2% of the tokens, and some investors don't like it, so they move to other launch pads as well. That's fair enough. So around the being NFTs, how many are you sort of planning to mint? What will they cost? And can we go into the NFT staking you're planning as well?
The NFTs. So originally, we were looking at like doing a full 10,000 package and releasing them and things like that, but that doesn't look like it's going to feed our use case very well. So I think we're going to go for a lesser amount. We're probably going to go for right around 5,000 NFTs. We haven't come up with a final price yet, but I think we're liking the 100, like right around the $100 range. And one of the plans for those NFTs down the road would be when we have our merch shop released, for you to be able to connect your wallet. And then that NFT that you have stored in your wallet, you'd be able to get printed onto a piece of merchandise that you like. So personal NFT printing on merchandise that you can purchase with the BCT token. I think that would be pretty cool. But the NFTs at about $100 a pop is what we're settling around. Don't take this as final word. We got to run the numbers, make sure everything's looking good, make sure we're going to sell out. But it's most likely going to be around 5,000 at $100 a pop. And then the staking would be appropriate to whatever the price is at that current point in time for the earning rate for the BCT tokens. But the more rare your NFT is, the higher floor value that it has on the NFT exchange would give you, a higher earning power, things like that. So it's we just have to work it all out, get all the numbers written down. I'm the numbers guy, and I haven't really started on the numbers for that too intensely yet, but it'll be another way to earn some passive income, earn some BCT tokens for taking part in an exclusive NFT launch. So looking forward to it. And I designed the
Awesome.
NFTs, so yeah, fun for me as well.
Did you say the miner DAP V2's coming soon as well?
The UI update, yeah, we try to avoid the V2 statement. As soon as we say V2, the entire chat comes through freaking out that we're going to shut down the current DApp that we have. If we do a V2, that's what would have to happen. We do not plan on releasing a V2 of Baked Beans. It is simply going to be a user interface update to give you a little bit more statistical information that everybody's looking for, kind of like a dashboard update where you'll be able to see some of the information, like your daily earning rate, how much you've earned over time, your total bean count, and what the current, beans per BNB value is, things like that. So it'll help give you an idea of what you have in there, give you some more information. But we're firm believers in if it's not broken, don't fix it. And baked beans is not broken, so we don't want to fix it. We just want to update it to give the users some more information.
It's fair enough. Yeah, I mean, it has sort of exploded the mining pool, so yeah, everything's going great. So there's no need to mess with an amazing winning formula. So if we can go through the ROI for investors, I think I was reading in the chat, sort of, it conservatively, it's around 4 or 5% a day at the moment. Is that how it's been working?
There was, I'm sure everybody experienced the network congestion that happened yesterday. What was it, on Sunday? The network congestion was just a massive headache for, I would believe, everybody across all of BSC. But due to the holiday weekend being Easter, combined with the network congestion, the daily percentages dipped a little bit. You'll see people in the chat saying that they're earning 1% or 2%. And I mean, that's just not true unless they are not following the strategy and eating a whole bunch. They're eating 5-6 days in a row, then coming back and asking why they're not earning anything. But yeah, it's been anywhere from 4 to 6% for the majority of users, due to the heavy eat weekend from the holiday, and which we have also been steady feeding from the baked beans, or the bean chart token taxes. We've actually been entering some of those miner deposit taxes into the miner over the weekend to help stabilize the charts and keep us from dipping. But with the network congestion and the holiday weekend, we dipped a little bit. Not concerned about it whatsoever. It's kind of what we expected. The network congestion just added to it. But yeah, 4 to 6%, I'm happy with. The majority of our users are happy with. But once we get past this holiday weekend, move back to the normal traffic that we have, I think we'll be perfectly fine.
Yeah, I'll just add in there as well. There's the chances with your referral link. So the more you share your referral link, you can actually increase your daily ROI. So if people come in and they start depositing, and you're able to share it to your business office or your family, anything like that, at a family gathering, and they all deposit a BNB, your daily percent can actually go above 8%. So that there are people that are earning between 6 to 10%. I've seen a little bit higher. But yeah, there's always that possibility. So the more you share your referral, the better it is for you, and the better for you in so many ways. It's you get the bonuses, and then they also invest in baked beans, and they start putting money into the pool, the TVL, which helps.
Great. So yeah, going forward, what's the marketing plans for the bean chart token and the mining?
So I just had a meeting earlier on. K Thanks was asleep, obviously being in the US, with our Black Dragon, the marketing lead. We've got Facebook ads being kicked off this week, so it's a full barrel sort of marketing campaign, as well as TikTok and Instagram. They're three areas that we've found we're getting a lot of views and a lot of traffic through, but we're not utilizing that in the most appropriate manner. So we're definitely going to be concentrating on that. We've got 10 new YouTubers, all new, that haven't done anything in regards to baked beans or bean chart token, coming this week on YouTube. So we're just trying to literally take over YouTube essentially. We're nearly there. There was some discussions about billboards. He's getting us quotes in Southeast Asia for some billboards. And that won't just be one; it'll be 60 in 60 locations at the moment of the place that we're talking to, for a 6 month period. So they're going to be in next to highways, in the tourist spots. They're going to be, as Heath said, they're going to be right next to the McDonald's and KFC ones, and you're going to see baked beans sitting up there. So there's a lot of the marketing still going. We've got the merchandise, which we'll start running some competitions and things for when people post photos, just at different locations, wearing it, all sorts of things like that. We're running competitions. We've got quizzes running throughout the week on Sunday nights. So we're getting some quizzes, community engagement, making sure that we're accessing all of social media in every single language. Where there's been a discussion with the Moon Arch dev. So we looks like we might be announcing a partnership with them very shortly. So for free advertising and marketing across Moon Arch, for some help to get some traffic back to their website and some other little things for them. Yeah, we've got some marketing, plenty of marketing funds sitting aside and ready to go. There, one more thing as well. My dream when I first got into running this and I was looking at prices and getting quotes off people for things, I contacted Cointelegraph, which is the number one news spot for any, like, it's the number one viewed crypto news website. Their partnership deal for a few articles, a review, some advertising as well is $25,000. So I looked at it and I thought, there's no way I'm ever going to be able to afford that, but it is definitely a possibility. I've just reached out to them again to begin conversation. So if we can get an article written and some advertising done on Cointelegraph, there's the chance that it's going to pop up on CoinMarketCap and some of the biggest apps to view your news and things, because they're the umbrella mother company of a lot of the smaller ones. So yeah, it's pretty exciting what we're looking at doing and what we've already got planned.
I see you've got community managers in lots of languages: UK, Portuguese, Philippines, Spanish, Italian. So you're expanding community leaders into different languages, which is great for the project.
Yeah, I think we've got a total of around 22,500 members across the different channels. There's a Spanish channel with about 1,500 members, I think, last time I looked. Growing steadily every day. The Portuguese, the Italian, all has a few hundred in it. Yeah, they're doing really well, and we're having to hire new mods nearly every week just due to the increase of the user base and the community.
So open up to the rest of the team. If anyone's got a question for the Bean Chart Token team here, go ahead.
Yeah, hey Glenn. Not so much as a question, but just wanted to say thanks to these guys. Coming in here the first time, I was listening to them, and I figured, why not? Like, when you got me, guys, like, it wasn't the promises for the token launch or the NFTs or anything like that, which were still like in the, I don't know, thinking about phase, right? It was when you called it like Ponzinomics, and just explained it to everyone that this is not a token, right? You don't have to go here, buy whatever, look for charts and all that. This is straight up a contract on the blockchain. It's sort of a mini game, if you wish, and you can read all about it. And if you like it, you can engage with it. And I usually I don't do this, but I did, and it's been working great. I've been following some of the YouTube videos as well, and I know if the strategies are amazing. Like, people are putting out some great data and showing what they did, and some of them are saying, yeah, I'm eating one day, compounding one day, and some other guys are like, yeah, I've held out for 30 days and ate once, and then I'm doing this and that. So the engagement from the community is super nice. And what I like is that you're going to improve the UI. And if you guys can take it to a level where you have a dashboard, right, where it's the contract with the beans, and you can eat the beans or compound it, or maybe there's a token there that instead of eating, you can straight up buy some tokens from the bean chart token, or maybe you can use that to just get an NFT, get a boost, or anything like that. I think it can just go to the next level. So my question was about the DApp, the new version that you're doing, but you already touched upon that. So I just wanted to say it's pretty cool.
Yeah,
Thanks,
thanks.
man.
Appreciate
Yeah, that's
that. Yeah. There's been a few people that are very skeptical at the start, but when they come in and they assess the chat, they mentioned it. I've been here for 2 or 3 days, but haven't said anything, and just got this one final question or whatever. And after being skeptical, they explain and that sort of stuff. And then after a few weeks, it's nice to hear their feedback and let the rest of the community how well it works, and just any change that they think would be good for the new miner and all that sort of stuff. So thanks for your feedback. It's appreciated.
Yeah, great. Let's open it up to investors' questions. Syed, you had a question for the bench chart token team. Bean chart, should I say, token team?
Yeah, thank you, Glenn. Okay, in the last time which you had here, you mentioned that you will be updating the website and maybe removing the cartoon characters and make it more clean and professional. So I was wondering that it is still in works?
Yeah, actually, that should be. Thanks for reminding me. It will be up by the end of the week. I can say that now. What day is it today? So you got Wednesday. Within the next, say, 48 hours, I think we can have it actually updated and done. We've had the Figma design finalized, so just gotta finalize it, a few little finer details, and then we can publish it.
To give you a concept, we hired a company called 1 Week Wonders that told us that they could get our website done in 1 week. And here we are I think we're officially 4 or 5 weeks later, and they're just now wrapping it up. So yeah, we kind of got jebaited. We kind of got clickbaited a little bit on the company title. So it's a bit unfortunate that they weren't able to complete their tasks in the time in which they said they were going to. But there's not really a whole lot you can do about that. All we could really do is move forward, since they had already started. We had already paid X amount for the website. So apologies about the delay on the website, but there's only so much power we have to control all of that, and we're just trying to make sure it goes up looking right. I think I've said it a dozen times. We don't like to do things wrong. We like to make sure we do it right the first time, so we don't have to go back and clean up a mess that was dropped out there without fully looking through it.
Okay, understood. And I was going through Twitter, and it's mentioned that you have applied for CMC listing. So when are you expecting to get listed on a CMC, or it's already done?
CMC are jerks. I'm sorry, I didn't say that. CMC is like the mafia. We actually can't control what they do. So we have applied. We've updated the application and resent an email and stuff. So we're just waiting for them to literally apply and let us know their result, I suppose.
Okay.
We've hit all of the marks necessary for us to get listed on CMC that they laid out for us. They told us the market cap we needed to have, the total users that we needed to have that were holding the token. They gave us the daily trading volume, and we hit all of those marks. We hit all of them. Every single, here's what you have to have. We hit all of it. And then we waited. And after about another week after waiting, we reached back out to them, and we didn't hear anything back. So we reached back out to our marketing, or the guy that was, setting it up for us. And he resent it through. So yeah, we have hit. It's not like we're sitting here waiting to hit a certain point of popularity or a certain market cap or a certain anything. We've already hit all of those barriers. We've already hit all of those goals. So now it's just a matter of them finally doing their jobs and coming through. CMC unfortunately listed a rug pull. And after they listed a rug pull, they then had a massive change in how they operate, quote unquote, which just basically created a humongous backlog in applications, in which you'll notice that tokens aren't getting listed anywhere near the time in which they used to. So that's just a waiting game for us at this point.
Got it. Thank you for explaining that. Okay, so I'm just curious how many total current holders do Beanchart token have?
That's actually difficult to tell now because of the staking dApp. When you stake your tokens, you actually get taken off the holders list. So we had around 750 holders, and then the staking dApp got released. And once the staking dApp got released, we went down to about 530, I think I saw. But then we've had lots of new buyers and people that are coming to the Baked Beans miner. Then listen to one of the AMAs where we were talking about the rinse and repeat and buying a little BCT with the earnings and stuff like that. So to give you an exact number, it'll probably be around 1,000 at this point in time.
Okay, understood. Moving to my final question. You mentioned that you will be creating new platform to support Beanchart token. So I was wondering how will that work out? Are you planning on expanding or starting new project from the scratch to support Beanchart token? How will that work out?
So it's actually going to be a smart contract miner, so that it's going to be just like Baked Beans on a different network with a few changes and alterations to the contract amounts, the taxes, and what's happening with the taxes of the dev fees and the daily limit, the referrals, just to create a bit more sustainability and things that we've learned from this miner, the Baked Beans. So we're just going to try and improve it. The BCT token is just going to end up being bridged to like Ethereum and all the other networks. So if we decide to launch a token, a miner on Crow, it'll be bridged to the Crow network as well. So the BCT token will be easily accessible and then be multifunctional to all of the new miners that we do decide to release. So the next project is actually a smart contract mining protocol, which will be out very, very soon. We're about to be tested, I think, later on today.
Okay, got it. Thank you for explaining all the questions. Thank you. Thanks.
No worries.
Aisha, you had a question for the Beanchart token. Go ahead.
Yeah, thanks, Glenn. Okay, on your white paper, I have read about the possibility of DAO in future. I was thinking that will decisions be made by voting in future? And what kind of decisions will community be able to vote on in future?
They can vote on who's the best CEO out of me and Kay. Thanks. No, yes, there will be there's a possibility for the DAO at this point in time. It looks as though we're going to be able to spread the treasury funds out and be able to give some more the holders some votes. We've got charity donations in our roadmap, so that's a big one, and it's something that someone even brought up, I think, in an AMA with you guys, our first or second AMA here. But the charity donations, we can select a couple of the charities that we think would like to support or a certain natural disaster or something like that, some humane crisis, and then put it to the community votes where the money and the charity donations go to is up to the community rather than us just choosing one. It's there's what else? Okay, thanks for anything else.
I mean, DAO's used for investment, so we'll look into potential investment platforms for us to be able to take that BCT and earn some more money for our users that are holding and voting in the DAO concept. But the DAO we haven't even really started to scratch the surface on the DAO concept yet. Right now, main focus is website, the next miner, marketing, and the NFTs, as well as the UI update. We already have a humongous list in front of us that we're currently working on. And I know for a fact that if we stretch ourselves too thin, we will do something wrong. Something will get messed up. But we haven't even really started talking about the DAO in full discussion about what we're gonna do, how we're gonna do it, how to do it properly, all those things. But it is a concept that we'll be looking at after we knock out the next couple of items on the list. But yeah, we typically try to contain it to a few large items at a time to not stretch ourselves too far and make a bunch of massive mistakes.
Okay, understood. Okay, you mentioned about 5,000 NFTs in future. I want to know that what is the timeline for the release of Bean NFTs?
The NFTs are done. I've already designed them. I've already got them fully put together. I spent a good amount of time on just the NFTs. I find I enjoy doing the graphic art side of things. So the NFTs are fully done. We just have to get the NFT minting app put together. Which is going to have a function that not tons of the minting dApps have held. You have to hold X amount of BCT token in order to be able to purchase, and the buy eggs transaction in order to be able to purchase. So we are trying to create some exclusivity, but I would expect them in the next. I don't want to give a dead set timeline, but expect them in the next month, maybe two. But the artwork's done. It's just a matter of getting the minting app done and marketing them appropriately, finding a home for them as far as where we're going to push our users to actively trade them. Just a matter of the last couple of things to figure out for that, but I wouldn't expect it to take too long at all.
Okay, great. Okay, will there be any limit on number of NFT minted per wallet?
Most likely, we'll stick it close to two or three. We haven't really talked about the max limits, but we'll most likely set it to two or three max per wallet. I mean, ultimately, at the end of the day, you could purchase with multiple wallets and then send them across to other wallets and things like that. But it'll most likely be set to specific amounts per user, and I would say that the highest cap you'll see would be three. But that's just, me tossing out stuff that we haven't fully organized yet.
Good
Okay,
question.
got it.
Yeah.
Okay, I also, sorry, go on.
I just said sorry. That was a good question.
Thank you. Okay, I also want to know that are you planning on integrating these NFTs in the game that maybe you will be developing in future?
So after talking to a couple of our, long-term crypto friends, people that have run a couple of projects before, ultimately it looks like a game is not going to be a beneficial part of our platform. We're a mining platform with a token and a passive income system. Adding a game into that, we would be touching an entirely different community, entirely different user base, and that user base is most likely not going to be interested in the mining platform. They're more interested in just finding the play to earn games, playing some games and earning some money. So ultimately, I don't think a game will be beneficial to us. If anything, I think it would drag us down quite a bit, trying to stretch ourselves into multiple crypto fields in which don't exactly line up together properly. So it looks like the game is not, we're not going to have a game for the NFTs, but instead the use case for the NFTs will be a staking platform for BCT. You'll be able to stake your NFTs and earn the Bean Chart token. And then potentially the limited time merchandise to where you'll be able to print your NFTs on merchandise for yourself, and only you, as being the person that owns that NFT inside of your wallet, would be able to have that printed. More use cases could come down the road if we can, iron them out, get them all set up. But right now, those are looking to be the two main use cases: would be limited time merch and staking to earn BCP.
Okay, got it. Thank you. Thank you for answering my questions.
No problem.
Let's move on to Venice. You had a question for the Bean Chat token. Tim, go ahead.
Yeah, Ken, thank you so much. Actually, as you have mentioned, and that minor daily ROI is about 8%. So I was wondering, is it possible if I rebake multiple times a day, and then it gets my daily ROI increased? So is it possible to increase my daily ROI?
Not past 8%. No, 8% is them as the maximum. So rebaking multiple times a day ultimately increases your bean count, which ultimately increases your earning power. So rebaking multiple times a day is beneficial at the end of the day, but not in regards to earning more than 8%. You can't do that. I know Kratos said earlier that referrals can earn you more than 8%. And I very, very clearly like to separate the two of them because a lot of people think, oh, I got referrals. I'm making more than 8%. Well, you're not. You're still earning, your X percentage every day. And then the referrals are an entirely separate source of income. So I don't like to add them together to give people this whole false idea of earning more than the maximum that they actually can earn from the platform a day. So the maximum you can earn a day is 8%. It will never go over that, but referral.
Okay, that's awesome. And if I have already invested my BNB, and after some time I want to invest more BNB into the project, like if I have already invested BNB and there are rewards gathered in my wallet for those BNBs, and I want to invest more BNB into the project, so can I do that? And what will happen to my rewards if I put more BNB into it?
Do a fresh
The
entry, your reward automatically get rebaked. Yeah, that's just how it works. Whatever's sitting in your rewards when you do a fresh entry will automatically rebake your rewards back into the contract. So you don't have to do it in two separate transactions. If you're looking to eat that day before you enter your fresh BNB, but fresh BNB entries automatically redeposit it's an auto rebake when you do a fresh entry.
Okay, and on your roadmap, I saw pictures of Mr. Bean, and it's also mentioned that you will have Bean NFTs. So I was wondering, will you also have Mr. Bean or any famous character NFTs as well, or there will be unique NFTs?
Going to be unique NFTs, entirely separate from the project. It's kind of like the concept we were going for is to move away from Mr. Bean the Mr. Bean concept as an entirety. We can still use it as a staple since everybody loves some Mr. Bean. You'll always see a little bit of Mr. Bean somewhere in our project. It'll be even if it's a little hidden Easter egg somewhere on the website. You'll always see a little bit of Mr. Bean, but the NFTs are going to be an original design. It's its own creature of its own sort, and we're hoping to push it as the mascot of the bakehouse. So it'll be the NFTs will be the bakehouse mascot.
Okay, thank you so much for answering all my questions.
Okay, let's have a look. We'll take maybe one more question and then we can go on to a recap because we've got 602 in the VC. And if anyone's joined in the middle of the VC, we can update them on what the Bean Chat Token project's all about. Grand Detective, you had a question for Bean Chat Token team? Go ahead.
Can you hear me, man? Hello.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. Thanks, man, for the opportunity. Was actually listening to you guys, and must say a great presentation and also a great project here. So my question is actually based on when trying to please the investors, how do you plan to benefit yourself from this project? What would you be using as a source of interest to yourself? How would you benefit from the project when planning to benefit the investors?
We aren't looking to cushion our own pockets. We make good money running the baked beans project. You know what I mean? We're doing decently, and our platform is designed around giving our users a safe passive income system, not so much padding our own pockets and making ourselves filthy rich. If we were looking to do that, we would have just rugged the token and rugged the miner. Once we hit 20,000 BNB. But that's the difference between us. One, immutable contract, we can't rug. Two, we're not greedy. I've always lived as a not very wealthy person. You know, family didn't have a ton of money growing up. So I'm not somebody that needs a bunch of money to enjoy my life. But I'm making good money. I'm already making good money. Just to give you some clarification, as one of the founders and co-owners of the project, I've only ever eaten from the contract once, and that was in December of 2021. I ate back my initial, and I haven't eaten a single bit of B&B from the contract since, and I never will. I don't like to double dip. I make good money running the project. I don't need to be double dipping. So if you're asking about how we're going to be hustling this project, we're not trying to hustle the project. We're trying to create some income to make this project last as long as possible. The longer we can do that, the longer we're happy. We're making good money. We're happy with what we have. So ultimately, everything that we're doing from this point on is not to fatten our own pockets, but to be able to fatten the pockets of our users and make sure that this lasts for as long as possible.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Actually, I was a bit concerned because, when as an investor, when about how the owners of the project, what they intend to benefit from the project, and the percentage of what they are benefiting from the project, it would really make me feel safe for the project. So that's what actually I just wanted to know. Thanks, actually, for the answer.
No, I'll
Absolutely.
just add to that as well. We had people come into the chat and they just be like, "Can I set up 10 wallets and refer myself all to one wallet and then get the bonuses in that sense?" And I'm just like, I'm a bit of a troll, I'll be honest, and I'll tell them straight up that they're pretty much a selfish jerk, and there's people out there that struggle for food, they struggle for medicine, even water in some places, and they're investing what little money they have into our project and other projects. The worst thing to do is to not be able to help as many people and to create generational wealth. Like, it's why we keep driving ourselves to improve this project is to create generational wealth and give everyone a positive, like, if they decide to invest with and use our platforms, just a positive way to gain some extra income. That means nothing more to me to be able to wake up every day and hear someone different tell me that I've changed their life because of what we've created here.
Thank you so much for that great answer. I really appreciate it's clear to me now. So thanks, guys. Really appreciate you guys.
Thank you. Good questions as well.
Right, so yeah, if we can go into that recap, Kratos, and okay, thanks, bye. About for the investors that have started in the middle of the AMA, just update them on the bench chart token project, and yeah, what they can do to get involved.
I'm sorry, I think I completely missed that. My nephew is showing me his helicopter, and his helicopter is real, and he was showing me the wheels and how it works. He's very, very fascinated by it. What was the question?
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, when something geeky comes along, it's you get distracted. Yeah, I like cool things like that. But yeah, just to recap for the investors that come in the middle of the AMA, yeah, give them a recap on bench chart token project and how they can get involved.
Yeah. So Bean Chart token is the token that we are going to be using to be helping to sustain every single miner project that we put out. Right now, we currently have one. We have more coming very, very soon. We have one that we are going to be testing out today. After we get some positive results and things like that, you'll start to hear some information about the specifics to give you a little bit of time to get ready for it. But the Bean Chart token ultimately has taxes that are designed to feed the miners. So every purchase, every sale of the token will have a bit of those taxes, about 5% of the 12% total on buys and sells, to go back into the miners. At this current point in time, since we only have the one miner, those profits have been going directly into the baked beans miner. But as we release more, it'll be fed into all of the different miners appropriately according to how much is coming in, what the percentage of the grand total entire project collective holds in dollar value, and things like that. That's where me being the numbers guy will come in to do that math. And the new miner itself that we have coming out will have the dev fees. About 2% of those dev fees will be going directly back into the baked beans miner. So everything we're doing is going to be a step towards adding longevity and making sure that this project lasts as long as humanly possible. The Bean Chart token itself has a staking platform to where if you're interested in just buying the token and staking, you can. There are 48 Bean Chart tokens given out per block. It is about 3 to 5 seconds per block, and you will receive an appropriate amount based on the amount that you have staked versus others inside of the pool. We currently have that staking DApp set up to run for, I think, 6 months with the tokens that we currently have set in place. And if we need to, we can increase, we can change the AP, we can change the APR, we can change the numbers behind what you're earning. So, you know, coming down the road, if we need to increase it, we can increase it. But the token's going to be the staple that holds together all of the papers being the miners. So ultimately, they're all beneficial to the platform, the entire project collective. But the Baked Beans miner is our cherished baby. We've been raising it since it was a toddler, and now it's a full-grown adult, sprinting around, running for president. And we're going to make sure that we continue to do everything we can to just continue to add as many use cases to both our token and our project, our NFTs. Everything we do is to create use cases and multiple avenues of revenue for our consumer base.
Yeah, so anyone listening back to the recording, we always say we can get you safely over to the Bean Chart token Telegram, the website, Telegram, everything's there in our chat there. The main chat, so just check that out. Go over to the Telegram or the website, check it all out for yourself. It's great to have Crypto Kratos and K Thanks be again, back again for our third AMA. It's been a huge success, and yeah, the transparency and openness. The guys, you know, really genuine guys and professional, and and it's been great that you've been a huge success, and we've built up a great relationship with this project, and yeah, I'm looking forward to the future for you guys. Thank you very much for coming today, and I think we've got Spin the Wheel now as well. I don't know if Acti's doing that tonight.
Oh, nice. Thanks for having us again. It's been a pleasure. I love coming back here and having a chat. So you've got a great community. So appreciate you having us today.